right, let's settle in. How's everyone doing? Some are a little hungover from last night. I can understand that. Some think they're still in costume. Apparently, Halloween once a year is not enough for a few of you in this room. Okay. From the moment I was asked in for an interview, before I was accepted into INSEAD, I knew something interesting was going to happen in my life. I said to myself, Ramy, don't screw this up, man. Please, just don't screw it up. So I flew into Abu Dhabi sometime around February of 2014 and read a case study on a failing tree business in Norway and how I was supposed to solve this person's business and be his savior in a matter of 15 minutes. After getting through that part, I was asked to sit down and answer a series of questions, which I'm sure everyone in this room had to do themselves. And as an entrepreneur for the last 7 years, I wasn't used to being on the receiving end of such questions. They were fairly deep and fairly profound. So there I was, sitting down with two alumni. One was from the Netherlands, and the other one was from Italy. And I will stress that this person was from the southern part of Italy, and I will get to the reasons in just a short while. All I truly remember from that interview was my last and final question. And it goes something like this. Ramy, the odds of you getting to this program is very, very slim. In fact, you probably won't get in. But if you did, what is the one thing you would want to get out of your INSEAD experience? In one sentence, please, because I was really nervous at the time, and I just found out a few days ago, as many of you did, that I am an extrovert, and System 3, System 4, and by definition, that means I lack structure and detail, if not well prepared. This is why I was at the library last night. How ironic. The last day of classes, and I find myself at the library at midnight. So, anyways, with all my heart, I replied that I would love, if possible, to be the dumbest person in the classroom. And it dawned on me that I said that, and I said, that's right. And I was trying to act confident. I said, that's right. If I was to be part of this program, I would like to be the dumbest person in the classroom. And the response was a killer. He answered, you're telling me that's your answer? That's it? I was like, this guy is definitely from the South. He put his fist on the table and looked at me as if I was a complete fool. And I really felt like a complete fool. I left the Abu Dhabi campus building and walked out into the heat, a lot of heat in Abu Dhabi, and I tried to make sense of it all. And I said to myself, better luck next time, Ramy. So back to Lebanon it was, and it felt good to have at least tried. My wife was very supportive. She tried to make me feel so positive, which she does so well. She said to me, who cares, my love? I mean, you made it this far. I mean, they would be lucky to have you, just the normal type of support someone would expect from their spouse. But I knew looking into her eyes when she told me that, it wasn't that she was so sad that I may not get into the program. It was because she saw a change in me and a yearning for something more in my life. And I felt that she felt INSEAD was supposed to be some sort of a defining moment in my life for some reason. And it was. And I think that was scary for her, as scary as it was for me. Like many of you, before applying to this program, I felt very vulnerable in life. I don't know what else to call it, really. I was in despair, and I had this silence buried inside of me for a few years. And I felt INSEAD was going to be the Wizard of Oz with all the answers to my questions. I had to do it. I heard something, I think. I'm not sure, but okay. All right, great. I think that was a sign of support. Okay. So here I am, and how ironic it is. And on countless occasions, I truly felt I was the dumbest person in the room amongst you all, but I wouldn't have wanted it any other way. I've been distant the last few days for some of you that know me quite well, and that is because I wanted to make this the very most best, special valedictorian speech that I could say from my heart. But before you hear some more of Ramy, let's give thanks to some incredible people who made this all happen, and to this institution that has graced us into our lives for the last year, a little over a year. So for those in the back, for those guests with us today that have come halfway across the globe, others that have traveled full circle to see your son, daughter, mother, father, husband, wife, sister, brother, or friend, welcome. Welcome to one of the key campuses where it all began, where it continued, and where it will come to an inevitable close this afternoon in the great country of Singapore. Today, it is to you we give our most thanks. Thank you. This may be cliche, and it's said many times, but it truly, truly comes from the heart to all of the guests in the room. If it were not for your love and support and encouragement, we simply couldn't have made it, quite frankly. I hope we will always make you as proud as you are today. Oh, and by the way, if your loved one from Gemba gave you a call a few days ago and said they were receiving a Heroes Club welcome on a street that is somewhat circular, well, they weren't kidding. Some of our heroes here turned out to be great at firefighting, specifically fourth-floor buildings. And they even like to break down brick walls. I mean, imagine these international walls made out of bricks. How wonderful. But we may have partied a lot, but we always found our ways back to you. So thank you again for being here with us today. For those not here with us today, because life just happened, and life is full of all these unexpected surprises. You know who you are. I hope you're streaming this and watching this now. You know who you are, so know that we miss you. I couldn't think of anything else to tell you but something from Ramy Balboa, Rocky number 6. Rocky was one of my childhood heroes. And this message is to you. When he says, you, me, and nobody is going to hit how hard as life is. But it ain't how hard you can hit. It's how hard you can get hit. And keep moving forward. It ain't how hard you can hit, but how much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. So keep moving forward, and hopefully we will reunite with you soon. Now for the heroes at INSEAD. Ilian Melhov, our dean, I think it's very safe to say that your vision for INSEAD's future is quite remarkable and admirable. I hope you continue forward. Urs, you are a Class A gentleman, and I truly respect you and honor you for being such a great support throughout this whole entire program. Thank you for your genuineness and humbleness. And I wanted to thank someone different this year, and I hope I can remind you all of who he is, but that is to Peter Zemsky. Peter Zemsky, as you know, I'm going to try to imitate him a little bit, but he usually was responsible for introducing INSEAD's vision for the future, and he had these, passionate exchanges about how INSEAD was going to move on into the future, and most notable, and most spoken this year was INSEAD's partnership with Microsoft to create online learning. And as he said that so many times, which is fabulous, I thought to myself, I said, oh God, I really feel bad, but I completely understand. And I said to myself, Ramy, what do you feel bad about? And I said, well, he hasn't asked anyone from Gemba to participate as potential actors in the class. I mean, we're all good looking, we're charmers, we're executives. We could fit very, very nicely in that classroom and be participants, and that could be used for the future, and we could say how great it was to be part of such, a feat. But then I said, oh gosh, I know what Peter's thinking. I think Peter's thinking, a class of over 180 students, 55 nationalities, that would be a little too international for marketing purposes. And I was visualizing as he was speaking, pretty much why. I started imagining how people would be arguing with the professor in class over the NPV and willingness to pay. And then I started getting into it even more deeper. And I imagine a French person from Paris saying, you know, well, I cannot see that anyone will ever pay for something like this, you know. And I imagine, you know, an Arab from the Middle East saying, you know, well, hey, Habibi, listen to me, okay? I know. And then the French person would come back again, like, well, how do you know it's so? And the Arab would say, you know, because I know. I know, okay? And then in would jump a Colombian and say, hey, hermanos, why are you arguing about something so stupid and so silly? Let's go out and have some sangria. I love it. So, Peter, this is for you, and we understand, and no offense taken. Now to our program coordinators and career counseling coaches, Kristen, Marie, thank you very much. Thank you for being such a great support. Kristen, I hope life treats you fairly and you become successful in your new role. To the program coordinators, Samia, Marion, and Gael. And our most recent bride, where is she? Our darling Safisa. You guys are hands down awesome. Hands down awesome. Thank you for putting up with our tardiness, our lateness, our WhatsApp messages, our frantic emails of desperation, and consoling us during many breakdowns of fear and insecurity. And quite frankly, some of our insincerities when we thought our papers were due in the local time of our country. What's going on? Fontainebleau time. Huh? I'm in New York. Or some of the ones that I've heard, was, I was a victim of a cyber attack. You know, I don't know what happened. I can't do. Sorry, call my secretary. So thank you so much for all your hard work. I mean, I don't think we could ever have done it without you. So one more round of hands of applause for that. To our class representatives who were thanked yesterday but deserve another huge round of applause for bringing us together throughout this year. Thank you so much to everyone who's representing us. You know who you are. Thank you so much. It's just so beautiful how you brought us together, and it's just so beautiful that we are here together as well. I'd like to thank our world-class professors. Pascal, one more time, congratulations. Congratulations to everyone who actually had a chance to teach in this program. You did an incredible job putting up with us. You put up with world-class business people that go down in the history book of some of maybe the most aggressive and profound personalities of the year. You saw the very best in us, and you also saw the very worst in us at times, unfortunately. I kind of feel bad for the non-core course professors, because while we were in July in Fontainebleau, hanging out at a Mykonos most nights, I felt that they may have seen much of our worst. But, I mean, we'd also like to say thank you to them. I really want to say that we respect you so much for this type of career that you chose, regardless whether you have that question sometimes that pops in your mind when life happens. But thank you for choosing to be in academia and to give back to us, and hope we make you proud as we move forward. I know as a teacher, it's just so nice to say that was my student. I think that makes you so proud. Personally, I'd like to thank my precious wife, who went through a roller coaster of madness this year. She kept some sanity with all my insanity, and to her, I am forever grateful. So now, it gets serious and important. I've been looking for so many answers, and I think I found a fix and somewhat of a secret that I'd like to share with you today that I came across through this year of being with you. So listen up to your unexpected last non-core course of some type of advice from your American Lebanese brother and long-time friend. You see, this year I reconnected with someone who's always been there day in and day out. They're not on the class roster. They're not in this room. And no, it's not God. It's not Ram, Krishna, Buddha, or even Aristotle. I'm talking about our friend Chance. Chance was always there, but was ignored for some reason. Chance wasn't invited to stakeholder meetings, to performance reviews, to bar mitzvahs, to Eid, to many of our 10-year anniversary celebrations, even our 1-year daughter walking for her first time celebration. We ignored Chance, I ignored Chance, for so long because we were afraid what the friendship might bring into our lives. We were afraid of our true potential and what it would mean if we acted on it. Yet Chance was always there. But this year, Chance came into our lives with vigor and with power and with so much certainty, telling some of us to move on, to change careers, to start the entrepreneurial path. And when our fellow classmates, LDP peers, and career coaches validated what we had felt for so long, Chance came in and gave us the courage to make a new leap in life. Chance said, "You've got another shot at life, and you can take it. And if it doesn't work out, you've got over $100,000 worth prestigious academic degree from one of the finest institutions in the world. However, the $25K you spent on alcohol, well, that's just a sunk cost, and you're just going to have to live with it." Okay? For some, it's a lot more. But really, this is what our friend Chance brought to the table. But I still needed something more, and I still felt that you needed something more. So this year, Chance asked me to meet MUST, M-U-S-T, MUST. Chance said, "Ramy, meet your must." And today, I challenge you to meet your must. Before INSEAD, many of us were surrounded by the could've, would've, should've, almost, and if only type of environment. Today, I'm asking you to meet your must. You must remember this moment. You must be present in what you do. You must love what you do. You must. It's must that will sustain us as we part ways today. It's must that will challenge us when there are no class left for us to take. Should be a good thing for some. It's must that will give us the wake-up call in the morning and push us to give all we can and all we can be. And it's must that will set the standards going forward. And it's must that will bring us back together. Must will provide us the very best of sacrifices. The sacrifice of changing who we are now to the people we really, truly want to be. Isn't that beautiful? This was my realization. Don't you see, my friends? Where focus goes, energy flows. What do we say to ourselves when we look in the mirror? Who we surround ourselves with? What we choose to do with our precious time and with our lives? This is what matters. So I say, if you want to truly be exceptional, if you want to stand out amongst the competitive landscape of the world, if you want to be your best self, ask yourself, what is your must going forward? What standards will you set for yourselves? So here we are. And here it is. And here is now the moment that has kept me awake these sleepless nights, wondering what I could possibly say to you that would truly be exceptional and deserving in the 10 minutes that I've clearly gone over. Didn't work out with that communications class. You know, sometimes people can't change. But focus on your strengths. Don't focus on the weakness. Yet I must share with you one of my favorite quotes that was written on the third floor. Some of you shared it on Facebook during our YFCD. And this is from T.E. Lawrence of Arabia. And it says, "All men dream, but not equally. Those that dream by night in the dusty recesses of their minds wake in the day to find that it was in vanity. But the dreamers of the day are dangerous men, for they may act their dreams with open eyes to make it possible." That was very profound for me. That was something that I truly wanted to share with you. And as I come to a close, I would like to say that 15 months ago, sometimes more, sometimes a little bit less, most of us did not know each other sitting in this room. Most of us did not know the person sitting next to you. Most of us were strangers. When we thought we were going to come into this program, it was a dream come true for many of us to actually get in. And we are so lucky that that dream turned into reality. I am so lucky. I am so lucky that my dream turned into reality. So my fellow Gembas, congratulations. This is one dream that has truly become a phenomenal reality for us all. We have been validated, vindicated, and vested throughout this year. But today, we are victorious. Give yourselves a well-deserved round of applause, graduating class of 2015, and remember to meet your must and be faithful to your dreams. Thank you. Thank you.